So we were warning that this could happen, all right, that this could escalate into something much bigger, much more serious, all right, than just a little tap on the wrist or whatever, or just a fine. All right, this is going to be way more serious. This is going to be brother against brother, sister against sister, neighbor against neighbor. All right, and I do not want this. That's not what I'm advocating for, but that's what's being pushed right now, right? This is sad. So we were talking about the other day that a new Swiss law was passed in Switzerland, which, by the way, I love how Switzerland is always quoted as like the utopia. It's like, but Switzerland does it, but Switzerland does this and that and has this and that. Okay. They also have like 10 million people, right? They have like nobody lives there. It's like a state. It's like saying Connecticut does it or like Rhode Island does it, okay? And no offense if you live there. I'm just saying it's like a state. It's like a small state, all right? Not many people live there. But it's turning into a dystopia, right? It's always quoted as like, well, Switzerland's the utopia that we can follow and the example that we can follow. Well, now that's being flipped on its head, all right? And we knew this would happen, but it's getting even worse. So we talked about how they passed a new law that will potentially put you in jail for 3 years if your thermostat is set over 19 degrees Celsius, or for most of you in the US, about 66 degrees Fahrenheit, all right? If you set your thermostat above that this winter, which the CDC recommends around 70 degrees for children and elderly people and women, that's like what they recommend on their own website. But 66 degrees, you could potentially go to jail for 3 years and face, hundreds of dollars of fines every single day. All right, this is serious. But now it's already being taken to the next level. This was passed last week, just a few days ago. And I was warning how this could potentially be the start of a beast system where everything is regulated, tracked, and traced, and you have to fit into the system or else you will not have access to the standard of living that everyone else has, okay? You will not be allowed to have heating and cooling, and soon it'll be even worse. All right, but now there's posters going up in Switzerland, and they are saying, call on your neighbor if they are heating their houses too warm, all right? Let us know if you think someone's house is too warm. Let us know if you think someone isn't following the rules. Give us a call. And they came out and said, just to give disclaimer, the government of Switzerland came out, the energy sector, whatever it was, came out and said, we didn't do this. This wasn't us doing it. This wasn't us officially putting it out. Well, somebody's putting this out. Somebody's funding this campaign to have these posters all over Switzerland that say, rat out your neighbor if they are trying to heat their house. What if they have a newborn baby that's freezing? All right? And you're gonna rat them out potentially to be 3 years in jail over their house being heated? This is getting to insane levels. This is dystopian, and please do not give in to this peer pressure. Please do not power trip, because some people like this power. They're like, yes, I want to shut down my neighbor. They don't like their neighbor or whatever, and they want to use this power against them. Please do not do this. This is dystopian. This is the next level. And we saw this. We need to come together, all right? We are the ones that are the same. We are the ones that have a lot in common, and it's these elites that are manipulating us, all right? Trying to turn us against each other, all right? So that's what's happening here. We do not want to be divided. We want to be united, all right? We're supposed to love our neighbors. And I struggle with that too. I have feuds and arguments with people and stuff like that. Happens all the time, all right? Little skirmishes, whatever. But we all know that's what we're supposed to do, all right? And we already saw that a few years ago. Remember, they were like, oh, rat out any businesses that are staying open. If any businesses are staying open during this situation, you should rat them out. I remember it was like in Florida, because I was in Florida when this was happening, when it first started. There was a like card shop or something, like a game shop in Tampa, Florida. And like, I think the owner got arrested or something because he was just like still having little card get-togethers to play cards with some people at his card shop. But his card shop was supposed to be shut down, not open. It's not essential. It's not an essential business. And I believe he got arrested. This happened to tons of people. All right, and I think someone ratted him out. Someone's like, hey, there's somebody playing cards over here. We need to get on this. Like, this could turn very quickly. This could get bad very quickly. People have been conditioned for the next wave of all this stuff. And this is what it's going to be. It's going to be based on energy and scarcity. It's not going to be based on what things were based on before. It's going to be a similar vibe. But now it's going to be scarcity, and you're not doing your part to prevent the scarcity, to prevent this rationing, these shortages. You're not doing enough. You're not doing your part. Maybe you're doing too much. Maybe you're too prepared for this. You know what I'm saying? You see where this is going. And people are primed, their minds are primed to accept this kind of thinking and conditioning to turn on your own neighbor because they're not following these little made up rules, these dystopian rules, right? And this is only going to get worse. It's going to turn into carbon credits. It's going to turn into everything's tracked and traced, all right? They're going to just squeeze it dry until there's a drip left. And then they can cause rationing, shortages and rationing for gas, fuel. All these things are already happening. And then it needs to be controlled. It needs to be manipulated at a governmental level because they're the only ones that we can trust to make it fair, to give everyone their fair share of energy, all right? So let's not let this happen here in America, and let's hope that this doesn't spread in Europe, all right? But it probably will, because German energy prices, French energy prices are all up almost 1,000% per megawatt hour. Insane levels. And people don't realize how much energy comes from natural gas, how many things depend on natural gas, how many different factories depend on natural gas for heating. All right, lots of factories use heat to manipulate metals and different things. All right, heat's used a lot in factories, keeps the engines running, all right, keeps the factories going, and a lot of that's from natural gas, all right? And they are shutting down all over Europe because power prices are too high to operate at a profit, all right? So this is going to snowball. This is only going to get worse. Energy's key. Energy's the lifeblood to everything. It's the key. We didn't have any of this modern technology. This phone, this steering wheel is all made out of fossil fuels and plastics and oils. All right, this phone, the case, everything, it's all oils and plastics and derivatives. Even all the clothes, even all these, I've seen all these trendy clothes brands that are, you know, supposed to be like trendy and all this stuff. It's like 80% of them, 80% of their clothes materials are from fossil fuels, all right? All these like weird new synthetic materials, they're all from fossil fuels. And all the plastics, it's all from fossil fuels. All this modernized stuff, being able to move food all over the world, being able to fly stuff, ship stuff all over the world, it's all energy. It's all fossil fuels. And we can't just, sorry, I'm getting a little mushed up here at the end, but we can't just give it up, let it go, all right, overnight. This is insane. And this is an agenda. So don't give in, guys. Don't do this stuff. Don't follow the Swiss model if this comes here. If your neighbor's house is too warm, please do not follow that. That is dystopian, and that is how they divide us and not unite us. So this is the United States of America. We are united. The globe's united. If you watch outside too, I'm with you too. I stand with you too. This is a global fight. We are all in it. We are all a part of it. And thank you guys for watching. You have a big old blessed day.